Okay, so I just made a video on how to correctly clean your chicken. I'm gonna give this chicken just one more rinse. Um, it could be my OCD. Just kidding. I don't have OCD at all. You can look at any of my videos and tell that I do not have OCD. But I'm just gonna give it a rinse one more time, and then I'm gonna come back and season these chicken drumsticks. I had my son to go ahead and preheat the oven to 400 degrees because these drumsticks will cook at 400 degrees. Let me go and give this chicken one more rinse, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the seasonings that I'll be using for this chicken. So here we are. I already cleaned this chicken. Um, in the previous video, I used lemon and salt to clean the chicken. So now I'm just gonna take the chicken and I'm gonna sit it on this cooking sheet. I'm gonna season the chicken on the actual pan that I'm cooking the chicken in. You can season yours in your bowl if you like, but there's water in the bowl from when I just cleaned the chicken, so I'm not gonna do it that way. And it's all gonna go to the same place, so I can just mix up my seasonings on the actual pan that I'm cooking. The seasonings that I'm going to use today, it could change, and depending on what you have in your pantry. Let me just wash my hands. Just wanted to use this rag to get that off. Okay, so we're going to be using some paprika, and I'm going to use a lot of paprika. There's no measuring here, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm using a lot of paprika. As you can see, I'll show you. I'm just gonna stop when I think it's good. I've been cooking for a long time. So, there's the paprika. I'm also gonna use some rosemary. Don't you like how herbs smell? I do. Not a lot of rosemary, just a little bit. I'm gonna also use some poultry seasoning. I have this in my cabinet, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And that looks like enough. So here's where we are with the rosemary, paprika, and the poultry seasoning. Okay. I'm gonna also use some seasoned salt. just gonna put that here. I'm gonna use a generous amount of that as well. Is that enough? Use a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm gonna use some cayenne pepper.
7, 8, 9.
Not too much, but enough. So here's the seasoning salt. Here's the cayenne pepper. And then I'm gonna use some, of course, garlic powder. I like to use the garlic powder instead of the salt, instead of garlic salt, because it eliminates a large amount of salt when you just use the powder. But I do need a lot of this, so I love garlic. What's your favorite seasoning? Comment below. It's a lot of garlic, but you know. And then I have some thyme that I'm going to use as well. I'm not going to use that much, but I am going to use some thyme. Yeah, I don't want a lot of that, but I do want some. And then I have this Knorr, because I'm going to assume that that the K is silent. But these are those little bouillon cubes. I'm going to use half of this bouillon cube. It wouldn't be bad to use the whole one, but this was my last one in the cabinet, and I don't know what else I'm going to need that for. So I'm just going to use half. I'm going to crumble it up right here. So here's the thyme, here's the bouillon cube, the garlic. What was this? Oh, cayenne pepper. So this is what it's looking like. I also need to add salt and pepper. So let me do that. Salt, and where is the pepper? I was like, I'm not going to be able to find the pepper for the video, but I did. So this is the salt that I'm going to be using. Just going to spread it all across here as if it was some chicken, because we're going to mix it all up anyway. Salt, and this is the pepper that I'm using that I have. So I'm going to put this pepper right on this chicken. I'm about to mix it all up anyway. Okay, so let me get something to mix this up with. I'm just going to use this fork to mix up all my ingredients. The bouillon cubes are not going to mix in all that well, but it doesn't matter because it's going to cook and dissolve. And it's going to be amazing, I hope. I know. Okay, so I just mixed it up. Just so it's not all garlic on one piece of chicken and then the other chicken don't have garlic. So I just mixed it up. So this is what it looks like. This is going to be my seasoning, my rub, whatever you want to call it. And again, you can do this in a bowl, but I'm just going to do it right on top of the chicken and mix it in. So I'm going to stop right there with this left and just mix it in and see if I need the rest. So that's what I'm doing. If you hear anything, it's my kids in the background. I need to hurry up because we are all hungry and ready to eat. So here we go. I'm going to get some more out of here. Getting it all down off in there. If you didn't see my previous video on how I cleaned the chicken, then go ahead and watch that. This video is how I season the chicken. And then we will see what it looks like. I think I may not do another, I don't know. I may use the picture when it's done as a thumbnail, or I don't know yet. Or I probably will do another video. There are some other things that I want to cook today. I told my kids I was going to try to cook some potato wedges, like the way Jack in the Box does potato wedges. I may try that. I may make some rice with this because this chicken is going to cook and have a sauce underneath that I can add to rice. I'm not sure what the size are going to be, but I got to figure that out really quickly because this chicken, which should be done in the next hour or so. Just using the rest of this seasoning to put all over the chicken. And see, that worked out fine. I can just rearrange the chicken. Let me get all of the rest of this because I did use all of that seasoning. So I did pretty good with the measurements because I did use all of that. So just going to rearrange it back on this sheet. Rearrange it back on the sheet how I had it at first. Is that right? No, this was up, down, down, up. Okay, sorry. Tripping. Just let me just down, up, down, up, down, and then up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so this is how I season the chicken. The first video was how to clean your chicken correctly. The second video is how to season the chicken. And now I'm going to place it into the oven, 400 degrees. I'm going to let it cook for 30 minutes and see what we're working with. If there's a lot of juice in the bottom of the pan, I'm going to drain it off and use that broth maybe for the rice that I cook. But then put it back into the oven so that it'll get crispy without the juice. If you don't remove the juice, then it won't be crispy on top. So that's why I'm going to do that. But that's pretty much it. That does look absolutely gorgeous. I know you know it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be good. I cannot wait. I'm so hungry. Let me wash my hands. I need this towel to wash my hands really quickly. I'm just going to clean up everything, pop this into the oven, and I do know that I need to make the potato wedges with cheese and bacon bits. And I also am going to make chili for football on Sunday. So I have a lot more to do, but this is how the chicken is looking.